Hey people, what's going on? Welcome to Real Tough Talk. Tough Talk.
How is that even possible?
Tough Talk.
Whoa! Stephen J. Partner goes,
Show some respect. You did not answer the question.
he's a bad man.
Bad man.
He's a bad. He finally said it.
The slipper's gone. The dress has holes in it. The cart turned into a pumpkin again. So what else you gonna do?
This team couldn't cover a twin mattress with a king size sheet.
Lights out season.
Lights out for you. Let's get as quick into the game as possible because I am not staying in this wig longer than I have to.
I want to party. Play it out, Wells, while you're talking this game.
What is the deal, people? What is the deal? I want to thank you for joining us on another episode of Real Tough Talk. We're so excited to have you here with us today. We got a lot of great things to go over, like who runs supreme in the B division. Two former guys on two former teams play each other that's very familiar with each other, but finally at a stage where everybody can finally see. And who's the players of the week coming into week 4. I'm Stephen J, here with my partner Goes, and we're here to bring you another exciting, fun episode of Real Tough Talk.
Well, I'm already interested in the whole debate on who's in charge of the B division. You know, you just brought it up, but that's an interesting topic. Some that I'm sure it's going to be divisive with a lot of guys that's in the league right now.
Speaking on that, to open up the show, we're going to have the game of the year that everybody was waiting to see. Blackout versus the Shockers. Both of these teams come in undefeated. Blackout coming in with the number 1 offense in the league. They scored in 3 games. They scored an average of 24 points a game, close to 25 points a game they score. But they're playing the Shockers defense that's the best in the league. In 3 games, this Shockers team gave up an average of 7.6 points per game, a league best.
And this Shockers team, they have found a way, even though you kind of said that they were a finesse team before, they didn't like that. They said that they're a team that knows how to win. And, you know, they proved that by keeping teams underneath a certain amount of points. And the thing about it is this team is actually known more for offense than defense, but they're showing that they're just as good on defense, and they're able to hold a lot of teams in this league.
And you figure that they're mostly known because of their quarterback as an offensive team.
Yes.
I mean, if I look, I believe they're second in scoring. You know, this team averages 19.6 points a game, so they can put up points. But at the end of the day, they're known this season for their defense. And on the other side, you got Blackout. That's pretty much teams figure that this is the front runner.
Yeah.
Even though you got a lot of teams that can probably give them a run, you had Young and Reckless who lost to them last week by a single point. So they're their own worst enemy at times. But I think this is a great game to see the opportunities to see who's going to be the better team. One of these teams got to lose unless we end up in a draw. Yeah. We're not going to end up in a draw. I'm going to let y'all know from now.
Yeah.
But we
Spoilers.
get to see what and who owns this B division going on so far.
And this is a game that right when it was scheduled, I couldn't wait to see. Because one thing you could say about Blackout is they've done all of this before.
Correct.
So this is not something that's new to them. One thing about them is leading the charge with Alex. They show that they are a defense. They are an offense to beat. Like this offense can run through any defense. They're facing Shockers now, but I'm sure that they're gonna give them a run for their money because this team leading the charge with Alex and a lot of their receivers out there is probably one of the most impressive teams I've seen play on offense this season.
All right, we're gonna jump right into the game. On the kickoff, you're gonna have JR get flagged for unsportsmanlike play. And that is a huge call. Open and drive, open and play. What do you think happened, and how do you think it's going to affect the team with that big 15-yard penalty?
Now, looking at it, I think that, emotions are high. Obviously, this is a big, rivalry game, I would say, that these teams are looking to face each other. So, tensions are high. So, in response, JR, they made a good play or whatever. In response, JR did something that I don't think was intentional, just something that was just a reaction. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter to the refs. You get a flag, and that brings their offense back. Mm-hmm.
On the first play of the game, Alex drops back and throws a Miko on the sideline. Picked off by Chris, who runs it back to the end zone for the touchdown. Keys gets the extra point, 7-zip. Shockers show why they have the number 1 defense. Big play right there, right off the top.
And I think that one thing that Blackout didn't need to do is rally this team up early. That kick return or whatever, that rallied them up, and that had their defense awake and aware. You throw any lazy passes, guys like Chris is going to come and snatch that ball away from your offense. That's exactly what happens as he takes it to the score.
And Chris saw that pass coming.
Yes.
Alex telegraphed that pass. Chris was able to jump the route and score right away. We've seen Alex throw some questionable interceptions this season, and that is the number one right there. Blackout's going to get the ball. They're going to start at the 45. Alex with 2 passes on the sideline for a nice gain, getting him to the 15-yard line. Then Alex is able to find Meek in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Jay gets the 2-point conversion, 8-7. But if you look at Jawan on the sideline, steps up, leaving Meek open. Alex finds Meek in the back. Way to strike right back after that mistake Alex made.
And the thing about it is, if you look here, you see Jawan step up trying to pick up this receiver here, but he has a defender on him. But as soon as he sees the receiver step up, he reacts and he steps up, leaving the receiver in the back wide open for the touchdown there.
After 2 short plays, Ramsey throws a Vel on the sideline for a decent gain, picking up the first down. Then Ramsey throws the top open in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Amir gets the extra point, 14-8. If you look here, Benji gives him too much space, leaving him open, and you can't do that with the gunslinger Ramsey. He makes him pay.
There's a reason why he's called the gunslinger, and that's exactly what happens. Before you have a time to react, you give him too much space, Ramsey throws a dart right for the score there.
After a short gain, Alex throws to JR on the sideline. Jawan misses the tag. JR runs in the gap for a nice gain, picking up the first down. Alex on 5 rush, find Meeks in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Meek cuts in the back as Ozzy and Zayd step up on 5 rush, leaves them open. They score. This guy, Meek, is a weapon. I don't understand why nobody realized that this season so far. It's maybe because he's a quiet guy.
Yeah.
He's not a rah-rah guy. Alex likes to go to him, and he finds him again. Second touchdown of the game.
Right as 5 rushes called, the defense reacts. You see Zayd and you see Ozzy step up. I don't know if it was because they thought that Alex was going to run or they wanted to lock up on 5 rush, but they leave Meek wide open in the back of the end zone. As soon as they step up, Alex noticed, and he's able to throw it back there for the score.
After getting the first down, Ramsey throws the Ray in the gap for a decent gain. Second down at the 20, Ramsey finds Zorby cutting in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Mike gets flagged for the holding, which is declined, 20-14. If you look here, Zuri beats Jigga with a quick cut inside. Jigga is not a great one-on-one cover guy. He's more of a physical zone guy. When you put him on one-on-one on the island, bad things happen. It happened here.
Zuri needs to be talked about a lot more. He is a dangerous weapon out there, regardless of what team he plays on. He's a guy that gives trouble to many defenders out there. He's tall, he's athletic, he's fast, and all of those is a reason why Ramsey is able to get him the ball quick for the score here.
And tell me about the holding on Mike on that play.
If you look at this play, Mike gets beat on a quick route here. He knows it, so he tries to hold. Unfortunately, the ref catches him, and that leads to them throwing the flag. But
it gives Ramsey a free play.
Yes.
So
but my thing is, it is a free play, but Zuri was open regardless.
Right.
If you look at his route here, he has the ability to make that quick route. As soon as he cuts, it's over. The Jigga's beat on this play, and Zuri gets the score.
20-14, Shockers, and we have a shootout. The game we expected. The 1-2 offense in the league putting up points. Second down at the 48-yard line. Alex throws to Vadim open in the middle for a decent gain, picking up the first down. The clock is moving. Third down, Alex throws to Mace, cutting in the end zone. Mace not looking, but turns around in time to make the catch for the touchdown. Nobody reacts while Mace is cutting. You gotta say, listen, Mace has been on fire. And you need to throw on that. Remember that? You make me feel, because Alex likes coming to this guy. He's bad, and Alex finds him. Another touchdown this season for me.
Just as bad as just singing.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that was pretty bad.
I was hitting you.
It's
good.
appropriate.
I was hitting you good.
But my thing is, you had jaws dropped on the field with this play here. Because if I'm gonna let you listen to Alex, even Alex reacted negatively, thinking that Mace wasn't paying attention. You hear him calling Mace to pay attention to the pass. He throws it. Mace is not looking. Right at the last second, Mace is able to turn around, put his hands up as the ball sails right into his hands for the score. That is an impressive connection. Even when Mason's not paying attention, he's able to score. You said that he's hot, and he's showing it here with the big touchdown there.
Now, on the extra point play, if you look here, it's a little scuffle. No punches are thrown.
Yeah.
But, you know, the key to this is these are two first-place teams.
Yeah.
These are two teams that's trying to make a statement to the league. So you got to say, listen, scuffles are scuffles. It happens in the NFL. It happens in the NBA. It happens in baseball.
Yeah.
As long as there's no punches thrown, this is kind of good for the game, I think.
And my thing is, I'm gonna put, I'm gonna show an excerpt of that towards the end, like, during that scuffle, whatever, when everybody's arguing, whatever, you see two of the guys from each team. You see Keys and you see Alex making light of the situation. I'm gonna play it real quick here.
Man, you know, a time like this, we can diffuse the situation by playing rock, paper, scissors. But you know, guys just don't know how to act sometimes. I'm just trying to be peaceful. You want rock, paper, scissors for it, bro? Right?
You don't know how to do it, bro.
Come on.
So you see guys, you know, not necessarily taking things seriously. Obviously tensions are high, but it's nothing really serious anybody's worrying about, anybody fighting. So it's lightheartedness on the field. You know, everybody's competing, and that's where you have some high tensions on the field.
Well, on the extra point, which we don't usually show the extra points unless you know something happened with the extra point. Two things happen on this play. Look at this throw. Alex goes to the corner for Vadim. This guy jumps, not out the gym. We're not going to say out the gym. But he jumps not that high. You can put a deck of cards under him. Yeah. You can put different things. But the kid, he had the ball. Now, Vadim can catch the football. He makes an attempt to go get it and gets it. I think he can jump higher than you. Great catch by Vadim. Comes down with it. Way to hold on to that football.
Sure. Listen, the only time I was able to get a pass in any league or whatever, I'm not even going to get into it because somebody ruined my pass. So, yeah. But at the end of the day, Vadim is another person that, you know, at the clutch, he's an extra weapon out there. He's an extra target.
Alex likes going to.
Yes, he's a person that you can get in the gaps and have some big passes thrown to him every now and then to get you some key yardage, and he shows that with the extra point here.
But if you look here, the ref missed one. And I'm the ref, I always show if I make a mistake. And Alex got away with one. If you look here, he just steps over the line.
Yeah.
And Ramsey and them was upset. And I said, I didn't see it. And if you look here, it's because there's two rushers. And because there's two rushers, I have to watch the rushers. I have to watch if there's a hold. So I missed one. But I like to show up because just like I show up missed pass, just like I show whatever, I'm going to show my mistakes. That was a big mistake. I missed when he got over the line. They're going to take the lead 21-20. And that's my mistake. But listen, it's a part of the game. It's going to happen, but I'm going to show that there. Ramsey going to throw it up before the half. Incomplete, taking us into the half. Blackout with the lead, 21-20.
The game was expected to go this way, and we're seeing it happen right now. To speak on Shockers, they started early, showing why they have the best defense statistically in the league with that interception run back. They kind of started scoring, showing why they are contender on offense, but this is their whole team competing, fighting, and putting points on the board however they can. Ramsey's not taking too many risks on his throws, and he's playing good out there. They have to find a way for the defense to step up more in the second half, though.
If I'm Blackout, we're arguably the best team in the league. And you can argue because you got a lot of good teams in this division. But we're the best offense in the league, and I point short. You know, we average 24 points a game. Mm-hmm. We already have 21 points at halftime. And we average 24. We made a mistake. We threw an interception. And it was a pick six. But this is a good defense we're playing against. You know, they're the number one. This team gives up 7 points a game. And we already put 21 on them. So if I'm them, I'm not concerned because at the end of the day, they made a play, but we scored our next 3 possessions. So if I'm Black, I'm not worried. Now, Ramsey has scored 2 touchdowns. And defensively, I got to wait for my opportunity because Ramsey's going to make a mistake. He tends to make 1 or 2 mistakes in the game, and we have to capitalize. He hasn't done it so far, but when we get the opportunity, we have to take advantage. But my defense have to be prepared because they're the number 2 scoring offense in the league, and they already put 2 touchdowns on us. They scored both times at the ball. Remember, the first one, it was an interception. So both times Ramsey stepped on the field, he scored. So we have to turn it around defensively, and when he gives us an opportunity, we have to capitalize on it. We're going to jump into the second half. After getting the first down, Ramsey throws a bell in the gap, who runs for a nice gain at the 15-yard line. Third down, Ramsey throws to Zuri, cutting in the front of the end zone, picked off by Benji. Benji steps back to cut off the pass, giving it right to Blackout. We said he was going to make a mistake. We knew he was going to make a mistake, and we got him with a mistake.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say it's all just a mistake by Ramsey. This was a great defensive play by Benji. Reading this play here, because if he doesn't react, Zuri's open for this touchdown. As you see, Benji, he's guarding another receiver here, but he steps back, lets the receiver step forward. He steps back at the last second. By the time Ramsey sees him, it's too late, and Benji makes a great play.
You know
there.
why I think that's a great play by the defense and the bad play by who Ramsey threw a touchdown to already?
To Zuri.
All right. So we know he likes looking for him, especially in the red zone.
Yes.
So obviously, we're prepared for it this time, and we make a mistake. Big play by us there. Second down, Alex on 5 rush runs up the gap for a nice game, picking up the first down. Now, Alex can't run like Ramsey, but Alex can run. Big run there. Second down at the 30-yard line, Alex throws his mace on the sideline. Jawan misses the ball, caught at the 7-yard line, and then Jawan is flagged for tackling. What do you think of the play?
I think this is a great pass by Alex. He gets right through Jawan on defense. Jawan's trying to cut off the play. He gets there second late. By the time he reacts, it's in the receiver's hands. He has no choice but to grab the guy to brace himself. Unfortunately for him, that's a tackle, so that's extra yards after the catch as well.
4th and goal, Alex throws to Chris in the back of the end zone, low, but Chris makes a great catch for the touchdown, 27-20. The question was this a catch?
I'm gonna slow this down for you guys because this is a contentious play on the field. But if you look here, as the ball is thrown, it's going towards it's going low. You see Chris reach for the ball. You see him get one hand underneath. You see his foot right next to his hand. So it's hard to say, but to me, it looks like the ball falls on his foot and under his hand. It doesn't directly fall on the ground, and by then he has control of it, and he comes away with the catch. So to me, it looks like a catch only because his foot luckily was there to keep the ball from hitting the ground.
27-20. On the kick return, Keys runs to the 45, but fumbles the ball, recovered by Benji, giving it back to Blackout. That is a huge mistake. Tell me about the play.
All this was a routine return turned into a fumble. Your man, he tried to dodge a player or whatever, dodge a player. He's holding the ball the way he is here, if you see, and then he just loses the ball as he's trying to get some extra yardage. So nobody touched it. That was not a strip. That was just a straight up fumble by Keys. That's unfortunate because they needed this play. They needed this drive to come back after Alex and Blackout scored. And now this Blackout team has the ball right back.
And Benji with 2 huge defensive plays, recovering the fumble and getting the interception. Second down, Alex throws to AB on the sideline. With contact from Welch, the pass is dropped. AB got to hold on to that pass. Third down, Alex on 5 rush, throws to Meek, low, incomplete. Zuri came in at Giver to bring the pressure. They stopped giving Alex time, so Zuri gets a free release. Great pressure by them. 4th down, Alex throws a screen to Chris, but it's tagged at the 7-yard line. That is a turnover on downs. Shockers' 2nd turnover of the game. That is a big stop by them there after giving the ball up on a fumble.
And now you see the Shockers defense stepping up and making stops, stopping this Blackout offense. This is why they need to play. And now it's up to Ramsey to take this advantage and respond by reaching the end zone.
First down, remember, it's only 27-20. First down, Ramsey throws deep to Welch in the middle. Welch can't hold on to it. Drop. You got to hold his pass. You're playing a very high-scoring Blackout team, and your offense has to help you. That is a big drop by Welch. Third down, Ramsey with Blackout from Zed throws the Keys on the sideline, knocked away by Jake. But if you look here, Amir was open in the gap. Ramsey doesn't go for him. They have to punt. That is a big mistake there by Ramsey.
Trying to go for too much when he didn't need to. If you see here, Amir is one of the surefire receivers that he has on his field. Go to him. Use him. He did not use him as much as he needed to in this game. Because of that, he's left open on the field in this play, and they're in the force to punt.
After 2 short passes, Alex throws a show in the front of the end zone, knocked away by Welch, incomplete. Everyone is covered, Blackout punt, and that is the 2nd stop in a row by the Shockers defense. Great play by them.
And it took them a while to really start to stop this Blackout team, but now they're doing it in the key part of the game. But it's still the offense's job to capitalize. They haven't been able to do yet. do that yet, but good job by the defense.
After the 2 short passes, Ramsey on 5 rush, throws deep to Zay in the end zone, caught, but steps out of bounds during the route, 5-yard loss. Now, he was upset about that play. What did you see?
If you see him, he gets bumped on the sideline. He tries to stay in bounds, but unfortunately, he gets called out of bounds. You see the ref there throwing his hat out, so you know he's out of bounds. Ramsey didn't notice. He throws to him. Unfortunately, that's an incomplete
And that's
pass.
on a receiver. That's definitely on a receiver. 4th down, Ramsey with a quick pass to Juwan for the first down. That is a huge play, picking up the first down. And this is the Ramsey that needs to be more consistent. He takes a shot on 4th down, finds Juwan for the first down. Great play by Ramsey after losing the down last play. Ramsey throws to Juwan in the gap, almost picked off by Jay. 2nd down, Ramsey throws to Amir, cutting in the gap for a decent gain, getting him to the 20-yard line. 4th down, Ramsey throws to Welch in the back of the end zone. Mike with contact as he comes down. Feet is inbounds, touchdown. They get right back into the game. The question was, did he have control of the ball? I'm going to take you to the play. If you look here when the ball is coming to Welch, Welch goes up. Now Welch catches the ball. Now unfortunately, Ramsey got into the way of the shot. But let's use the law of physics the best that we can. If you look at this point, it looks like Welch is already down. Feet are already down. Then it looks like Mike makes the contact. First of all, great hit by Mike.
Yes.
Great hit. But Isaiah, the back ref, was already there looking down the line. It looked to me, and the thing about it, if you look at Troy is Mike's cousin. And he got his hands up. Obviously, as a fan, it really don't matter. But what I'm trying to say is, it looks like as Welch catches the ball, he already lands when Mike makes the contact.
Yeah.
That means it was contact after he already landed. Now, if he was still in the air and Mike hit him, then he would have to maintain possession of the ball. But because he already landed and Mike hit him after the land, then it's hard to say. You can't say it's a drop because he already landed. The contact came. They went down to the floor. It was more contact on the floor as you see the ball come out. I think it's a good call by Isaiah. What do you think?
My thing is, unfortunately, this kills me when plays like this happen where we can't get the best angle possible because either a player's in the way or anything like that. It happens. But my thing is, like you said, with the law of physics or whatever, as Welch is coming down, there's no real way you could say that Mike lifted him back up in the air, kept him in the air, kept him from landing.
Especially if you see the way Mike's hands is coming this
Yes.
way. It's not like Mike caught him in the air going up. He already caught him while he was down, coming
Yes.
already on the way down. So it looked like his feet touched, and as his feet touched, Mike made the contact with the hit.
And also, the ref made the call. The ref saw the play and said that he had maintained control, and that is key. He landed, he maintained control.
Then he
two
got
things-
hit.
Those two things put together before the hit, that equals a touchdown.
Well, right now, the score is 27-26 Blackout. Ramsey's going to go for 2 in the win. Ramsey is going to step here and throw to Juwan in the end zone. It's going to hit Juwan in the chest and come out, drop, ending the game. Blackout comes away with a win, 27-26. Wow.
All I'm going to say is, regardless of all the close plays, regardless of the Shockers giving up so many points in this game, regardless of that touchdown being made and they didn't get the call at that they felt that they deserved because they felt it was a good defensive play and it was a drop. All of that being said, the ball was still in your hands
To win the game.
to win the game, and you drop the ball. You drop the ball. If you look, I'm going to rewind it. Look at this man's face, Welch's face. He gets his lip busted open.
Yeah.
So he puts his body on the line for that touchdown. Regardless of what you feel about what the call should have been, he got the touchdown. Your next guy called up, you get the pass right in your chest, wide open for the score, and you drop the ball. They played well all the way up to the end. You can't expect them to hold a team like Blackout much in terms of on defense. They did a good job at the end. But they came up short because it was in their hands, and they lost because they couldn't hold on to the ball. This is a team that they may face in the playoffs. So they can't make mistakes.
Maybe the way it looks, maybe in the championship.
Yes. This is a team that they may face in the playoffs, more likely in the championship. If you make mistakes like this, you're going to lose. You can't afford that. You got to be 100%. The ball's thrown to you, got to hold on to it. Nothing else matters at the end of the day. So I can critique them on all of these things, but you got to be consistent on these plays. When your name is called, you got to hold on to the ball. Stats be damned. You got to hold on to the ball. That's one of the reasons why they end up losing here.
We're going to go to the interview real quick, and then I'm going to tell you about Blackout real quick. We're going to talk to Alex and Lou of Blackout, and then we're going to talk to Zed and Damu for Shockers. We're going to be right back.
What's going on, people? Stephen J here with Blackout. Big win over the Shockers, 28-27. Beginning of the game, you threw a pick six.
Yeah, first throw.
What it felt like to know the troops still got your back, nobody was going against you on that play.
It feels great knowing that everybody got your back. Everybody looks at you because you're the quarterback to lead the team. So when first play of the game, in a big game, you throw a pick and they go up 7-0 right away, yeah, you feel it, but they tell you pick your head up. So you got to keep fighting with them. They got my back, so I got theirs.
2 weeks in a row, you played two top teams in the B division. You came away with 1-point wins. What does that say about your team?
We fight. We've been there before. So we didn't won by 20. We didn't won by half a point, if that's possible, if you get it. It's just, we stick in there, we fight, we communicate. We a family. Like we said, they got my back, I got theirs, and we just going to fight till that whistle blow.
Lou, y'all got the number one offense, and y'all still put up.
We got the number one team, period.
Well, you have the number one offense, and you put up 28 points, but they were the number one defense. What would that say about your offense?
We have the number one team, period.
Is it a concern that your defense gave up 27 points?
No. Because
Actually, no. I'm not going to say 27 because they got a pick six. So let's say 21 points.
20 points. I'm not concerned. With this guy leading us and us on his back, y'all can't the slogan, y'all can't with us.
Bleep that, bleep that.
What did Shaka show you? That's the first loss of the season, but what did that team prove to y'all?
That we're going to grit. We're going to play gritty football. We're going to play hard football. The same way we play, they play. There's only one difference. We got a little bit more heart.
One more question, Al. When they caught the touchdown, the extra point, when you see it hit him in the chest and somebody find that sniper, because it kind of blew his chest and it came out, what did you feel from seeing him looking like they're going to win that to lose it? Tell me what your heart rate was like.
It stopped for a second. But once that ball popped out and I heard the boom, Ricky! It was it. Put our hands up, we won.
One thing real quick. I don't want no team to take offense. It's not shots at nobody. This is my faith, my heart, my belief in this brand, this man, and this family. When I say y'all can't with us, that's me. Y'all do you, we do us. I believe in these men more than y'all believe in yourselves. Y'all are teams. Y'all are groups. This is a family. Blackout on 3, family on 6.
Don't he sound like Hogan from NWO when he talking, All right, guys, congrats on the win. Thank you, brothers. What's going on? Stephen J here with some of the guys from the Shaco, Damo and Zay. They lost 28-27. Y'all came in with the number one defense, and Blackout was able to score 28 points on it. What happened to the defense today?
I give them credit. They played a hell of a game. We haven't played against a team like that the whole entire season. We knew that they was going to come out and they were going to be throwing balls left and right. We were there. We just got to make plays. We're right there. Every play, if you look, we're legit right there. We just got to make plays.
Was it frustrating when in the second half, Ramsey only scored once in the second half, y'all defense was able to hold 3 stops in a row to get him the ball? Was it frustrating? Did he lose kind of his mojo? Like, what happened?
I mean, you're not going to score every offensive drive. However, we know that defensively, we're going to get the ball back to him regardless. So whatever happens, happens. If we score, he doesn't score, we're going to have his back regardless. So we scored defensively, so we just got to keep that consistent.
Well, so Ramsey's used to those kind of games. We don't let the controversy get to us. We try to go out and just continue to do our thing. He's used to people, challenging him. Oh, Ramsey, you don't got it. But again, we're used to that. So we just try to keep his head up and just keep working forward. You know what I mean? It's not really frustrating. We just try to keep good energy in our huddle offensively.
What did y'all say after y'all dropped the 2-point conversion, which would possibly won y'all the game? What was said in the huddle?
To which 2-point conversion are you?
The ending of the game that y'all was down 1, went for 2 and dropped it. What did y'all say? What was said in the huddle?
Well, honestly, we don't like to point the finger, but obviously we got to make plays, and we mentioned that. I mean, again, because all game, you know, our guys were in the vicinity, but we didn't make the play. So, I mean, again, Blackout played their heart out, but again, we just got to make the plays. If we make the plays, the game is ours. We had the drop 2-point conversion. We had another touchdown that he threw. Great throw by Alex, but 2 of our guys were there. We just didn't make the play. You know what I mean? So defensively and also offensively, we just got to make the plays. If we make the plays, it should be easy for us.
On a positive note, you showed that you can stay with anybody. That was the number 1 seed. I like to say sometimes you build confidence in losses. Is that how y'all took this game?
Yeah, 110%. I was just telling my boys, I'm like, yo, bro, that game is going to only make us better. You know what I mean? We don't usually go man. We do a few things differently in the defensive package, and, you know, it worked out great for us. Again, because they got the ball back on the turnover, and we locked up. Got the ball back, drove down the field, and we just dropped the ball. That 2-point conversion to win the game.
That's the one that's the number 1 versus the number 2 team. So we know that if we just lost to them, if we can keep up with them, we can keep up with anybody inside the league. So we know.
All right, we're gonna thank these guys for being with us. Tuff lost 28-27, but they show why they're one of the top teams in the B division. We still on the side.
First, I want to thank the guys for being with us. You know, great interview. Did Blackout prove that they're the best team in the division? No. I don't think they did. I hear what Lou's saying. It sounds great. He's supposed to say that, but they didn't prove anything to me. They beat the first game of the season to beat a primetime team that can't score. 22-0. They're the worst offensive team in the B division. They scored the least amount of points in the B division, primetime. Then you beat a YG team that's struggling at quarterback. They end up having Dave come in to throw. Then you play the young and reckless team that had you at 0 at halftime. But they can't catch. They dropped the ball. Same thing that I had when this team was down the line and they were SYS. They dropped passes. That's one of their biggest flaws. They beat them 22-21. And now you beat a Shockers team, 3-1 team, number 1 defense in the league. You beat them 27-26. So the last 2 top teams you played in the division, you beat by 2 points combined. That don't sound like a top team. That don't sound like the best team in the division. Also, I seen Alex throw a lot of questionable interceptions. Very questionable. And this Blackout defense, you can score on them. It's been seen. Young and Reckless are the number 4 in scoring. They scored 21. Shockers are the number 2 in scoring. They scored 20. I'm not going to say 26 because they ran a pick 6 back.
Yeah.
So they scored 20. That's already points right there. I'm not going to say nothing about YGs. They're 5th in scoring. I'm not going to say nothing about Primetime. They're last in scoring. So when you played the top 2 teams in the top 5 in scoring, you gave up several points. This defense is not very good. Now, you know, I'm not going to disrespect them because they're number 3 in scoring, but again, you play 2 teams in that can't score. So that's going to average out. Alex scored through a pick 6 and then scored 3 times in a row. Then came out and scored. Give him that. Money time, he got stopped and they punted. This Shockers team was able to stop Alex 3 times. You're playing the team with the best offense in the league, and Alex had the ball 7 times, and you were able to stop him 3. I'll take that. They're the best scoring team in the league. You'll take that. We got to get it together. Ramsey scored once in the first half. Ramsey scored twice in the first half after the pick 6. Then we he threw an interception. Then they fumbled. So that's not on him.
Yeah.
Then they couldn't score and they had to punt.
Yeah.
But then they scored. So, and then you won this game by a drop 2-point conversion. That is game. This is a loss on Blackout, not on the record.
Yeah.
But this is a loss on them. So are they the best offense in the league? Yes. I give it to them. The points don't lie. After this game, they put the average up to 26 points a game. But I wouldn't say they're the best team in the league. I still don't know. The jury's still out on that.
And I'm gonna say a couple key things about the Shockers, because like basically on your point, the Shockers, like I said earlier, had the game in their hand multiple times, and they gave it away.
Yep.
You know, starting with that fumble play.
Oh my
that shouldn't
goodness.
have even
right
happened.
after Ramsey threw an interception.
So that's one thing. And then you got to put into an account that Ramsey had no downfield passes in this game. If you notice, Blackout was able to shut down his downfield game, but they let Ramsey chop up the field and put up points, chopping up the field on them. So again, I'm only adding to your point, and again, I have to comment on Blackout because this team, for me, was the team that I was looking at as, like you said, the favorite in this league, and I thought so too. They didn't show that in this game, you know. Shockers is a team that's supposed to contend with them, you know. Not to, you know, obviously I spoke for the Shockers, but Blackout is a team that I expected to play a lot better than this, you know. And they gave away multiple opportunities to put the game away. Sometimes they play down to their competition. They can't do that, especially as the playoffs rolls on. They can't do that. They have to be dominant. They have to put teams away early. If not, you're going to have teams like Shockers able to steal games away. And if that happens in the playoffs, you're one and done, son.
Yep.
That's all it is to it.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to give you one final point real quick. And like I said, they have the best offense in the league. And it's because they don't have a big-name player on their offense. Alex spreads the ball to everybody. But the last thing I'm going to say as far as their defense, against teams, right, against a YG's team, right, that is only 5th in scoring, and a primetime team that's 8th in scoring, this team has given up 12 points. So you average 12 points in 2 games, that's what? 12. Mm-hmm. They gave up an average of 6 points.
6 points, yes.
In 2 games. Against a Shockers team that's 2nd in scoring, and a Young and Reckless team that's 4th in scoring, they gave up against 2 of the teams that's in the top 5 in scoring, like YGs and Shockers, they gave up an average of 20 points. You see the difference? Against teams that can't score, they gave up 6 average in 2 games. Yeah. Against teams that can score, they gave up 20. How many gave up today? 20. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, this defense is in 3rd.
Yeah.
But the numbers don't really reflect the way the defense actually played.
Yeah.
So you're going to put more pressure on Alex to score. And we see him throw a pick 6 in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
We seen him throw 2 interceptions in the first game of the season. We seen Alex make mistakes. So if this defense can't bail him out and he has to shoot out, I wouldn't put all my money on this Blackout team. We're going to wrap this game up. Definitely a great game. Very exciting game. Blackout coming away with the win. 27-26. We'll be right back.
Yo, I definitely got that one.
Next game up, we're going to have New Breed versus Young and Reckless. Now, New Breed is coming in. You know, they lost last week to the YGs, 18-14. And listen, they've been going through situations. You know, Sarge, through the first game of the season, he tried to throw this. He hasn't been healthy.
Yeah.
He's been here, but he hasn't really been healthy. They went to Reem. Reem knees is terrible.
Yeah.
So, you know, but they're going to come away with another one, and we'll talk about that as the game goes.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, this team is battling. You know, you got to give it to them. They're looking for their first win of the season, but they're battling. And this team, this Young and Reckless team, I was told, called them out. Mm-hmm. They wanted to play them this season, and now they get the opportunity.
One thing about this young and reckless team is throughout the season, they're a team that you look at that has a lot of energy. They have a lot of energized players. You have, and one thing I always say, they may not have the best defense statistically. But they have some very talented defensive players on this team. And that's what makes me excited to watch this team play. First of all, they have Mills, obviously. They have Machine, always a player that's always exciting to watch.
Right.
Then you have Sky High, great defensive back. Then you have Zeke, the other defensive back on their team. Then you have I'm missing somebody.
X.
Then you have X, a playmaker on both sides. You have Mula, a playmaker on both sides. So this team, to me, is a team that may get underestimated, but they're kind of stacked, in my opinion. They have a lot of star players in this team that can contribute to that can make plays on both sides of the field and can make things happen on the field. So they're a team that just naming all these guys, they're an exciting team to watch.
And I disagree with you. Before we jump into the game, I'm going to tell you why. First game of the season, they beat a rock-star team that didn't have nobody, 18-0. Then they tied with Gravediggers, 28-28. Gravediggers are 7th in scoring.
Yes.
And you gave up 28 points. But mind you, there's only 8 teams in the division.
Yeah, right. I get it.
Gravediggers are the 7th team. Only Primetime scores less points. And they scored 28 points on you. And then you go to Blackout and you lose 22-21 when you have Blackout and 0.
Right.
The question is, which young and reckless team you going to get?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, all I said was, these guys, they have talent on their team. Now, is it reflected on what's happening on the field? That's the issue. And it starts with the quarterback that's at the helm, Mills. If he's not playing well, this team is going to struggle all around. Because I believe that this team feeds off of the offense. Most teams do. And when their offense isn't doing well, their team struggles. Their team is not going to hold as much as they should, and that's why they started giving up points to teams like Gravediggers and all of that, like you said. So it starts with the offense, and it starts with Mills. It depends on which Mills you're going to get.
All right, we're going to jump right into the game right now. Second down, after getting first, Mills throws a leak, cutting in the middle, nice gain, getting him to the 10-yard line. 4th and goals, Mills throws a gun in the front of the end zone, knocked away by Henry, turnover on downs, nobody's open, great stop by Newbury in the red zone. They was able to stop them.
And this is not a good start for this young and reckless team. I said we talked about how their offense, their team is not always consistent, but they start off slow already with the first drive. And this is not something that you want to do. So you're supposed to take advantage, especially on defense, and they, especially on offense, score early. They're not able to do that.
Well, Newbury ain't able to do anything, and they're forced to punt, giving it back to Young and Reckless. Mills on 5 rush, just get past Burrell, runs to the gap for a nice game, pick up the first down. The question was he tagged? Burrell went crazy. It's a good dude. I liked him. I let him scream at me. He was mad about the tag. I thought it was a miss. What you thought?
If you look here, we always say a lot of the times when you have fingertip tags, it's hard to see exactly if you get them or not. Sometimes it can go either way. If you look here, this looked like he just maybe scraped the back of Mills. So on a play like that, that can go either way. Unfortunately for him, Mills gets some big yardage on that play.
Second down, Mills throws the guns in the front of the end zone, knocked away by AK. If you look here, TP is open in the corner of the end zone and Mills misses him. 3rd and goal, Mills on 5 rush, throws a leak in the back of the end zone, high, incomplete, off target. 4th down, Mills on 5 rush, throws a bling in the front of the end zone, tipped by Relly, dropped by Bling, turnover on downs, another stop in the red zone again.
And this drive was much worse than the last drive. If you look here, this key play here with TP wide open on 2nd down in the end zone. Wide open, nobody near him. Mills does not. And 2 drives already, you're not able to do it. This is not looking good for this young and reckless
After
team.
a short pass, Ream with blocking from Speedy, throws the T on the sideline, picked off by Sky, giving it back to Young and Reckless. I think Sky, who plays more consistent, him and Zeke, they're the 2 best safeties in the game. I love these guys' height. I love these guys' speed. It was a pleasure coaching these guys. once they play consistently and trust each other, they could be the best safeties in the league. Great play by Sky
I
there.
mean, you had issues with them not communicating back and forth.
That was their
between each
weakness.
other. I think that's one thing that they need to learn. But one thing that you cannot say is that they do not have good defensive awareness. As you see, Sky here is able to come and snatch this ball, getting his offense back on the field. When you have guys like that able to make plays like that, they will always give you a chance.
Second down, Mills throws a moolah in the corner of the end zone. Caught but forced out of bounds by AK, incomplete. 4th and goal at the 7-yard line. Mills throws the poppers in the back of the end zone, but it's the pass is blocked by Relly at giver. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And we see Relly at the giver position making big plays, and this is on Mills. You had the ball 3 times in the red zone. 3 times. And couldn't score. This is on Mills here.
It's that it's like they able to move the ball, get to the red zone, and that's when all of the bad things start to happen for this offense. Your defense just gave you a big play to get you back on the field, and you're still not able to capitalize against this Newbury team. I don't know what's going on, but something has to give for their offense.
After 2 short passes, Ream with a screen pass is speeding the gap. That's going to be dropped. 4th and long, Ream throws deep to Darrell in the gap. Incomplete, but Sky is flagged for pass interference. What do you think of the call?
And I think that this is unfortunately a clear pass interference. As you see here with Sky, he gets beat to the spot by Darrell, but unfortunately Sky keeps going and bumps Darrell from behind as the ball is in the air. That contact right there, automatic flag right there for the pass interference. Unfortunately, that's exactly what Sky gets.
Newbury gets the ball at the 30-yard line, 1st down. 3rd down, after 2 short plays, Ream throws the speed in the gap, who runs it for a decent gain. 4th and goal, Ream with blocking from Speedy, finds Darrell cutting in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Darrell gets the extra point, 7-0, taking us into the half. If you look here, Ream had way too much time. Speedy's a good blocker. He gave Sarge time in the beginning of the season. Ream is in now. He's giving Ream time. And when you do that, eventually defense is going to give up a touchdown, and they give up a touchdown.
And one thing that this young and reckless team cannot do is give time for this offense to make plays, especially when you have a guy like Darrell running around back there who is tall and he has size and is able to jump out the gym. So as soon as he gets some space, he's able to get open and make plays like that. Just look at this extra point here. He's able to jump over the defender like it's nothing.
Yeah.
When you give him that space, it's over. It's all she wrote. And because Ream is able to get that extra time, they're able to score, leading into the halftime. But I got to speak on this young and reckless team. I was speaking, positive about them because I like this team. But right now, they are playing like they are lifeless. They need CPR. They need to, what is it called? The defibrillator. Because this team, their heart is dead right now. I had no heartbeat for this team. Usually this team is the loudest team on the field. Yep. Usually this team is rallied. They're fighting. They're battling. I don't see none of that from any of these guys on the field. So I don't see what's going on with this team. This is not the young and reckless team I used to watch. I enjoy watching. Right now, this is probably the worst form of this team I've ever seen, especially the fact that they're losing right now to a team like Newbury that has 2 quarterbacks that's not 100%, and they're still losing right here in this game.
If I'm Newbury, I'm taking this momentum. Sarge knows something that we don't. Mm-hmm. Because if you look, Relly's able to knock down Mills' passes. He's getting his hand in there. He's tipping the ball. So that has to be coming in from coaching because he's making plays. He blocked that pass in the end zone. Then if you look before, he got his hand in. I mean, he's getting his hands in for tips. He tipped the pass last time that Bling ended up dropping. He tipped the ball again. This guy is making plays.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you have to give this team props. They're not a high-scoring team, but Sarge is not a high-scoring quarterback when he started. He's the type of guy, like he loves the Ravens. The Ravens are not going to score a lot of points. They're going to score some points and play defense. One thing about this new breed defense, they have a lot of size and guys that take up space.
Yes.
So they're doing what they're supposed to do defensively. And this is back-to-back games we've seen young and reckless not able to score by the halftime. That has to be a concern. We're going to jump into the second half. 4 out. After a short pass, Mills throws a moolah in the corner, end zone, caught but out of bounds, incomplete. 3rd down, Mills on 5 rush, runs for a short gain. But if you look here, once again, TP and Leak open, wide open during the play. Mills doesn't see them. He's not even finding his receivers now. Something's wrong with this.
And if you look at both points, different points in the play, you see both receivers open. If you look here, TP is wide open in the gap. Wide open. This time he's in the gap. One of the easiest plays that you should be able to make. One, TP doesn't turn around right away, and then Mills is not able to throw that pass. And then if you look on this play, Leak is open on the other side towards the end of the play. Mills does not see either of these guys.
4th down, Mills throws it up, incomplete, turnover and downs. That is another stop by this New Breed defense. And right now, this doesn't look like Mills. He doesn't look like he trusts these receivers. He looks like he's trying to make plays on his own. And this is not the Mills that I'm used to. I've seen this Mills before. It's not the one we're used to. I've seen this in person coaching it. This is the Mills I've seen against underrated. I've seen this before. He attempts, when the offense doesn't seem to be on the same page as him, he starts phasing everybody out, holds the ball too long, attempts to run when there's receivers open, and he's making those same mistakes. Eli comes in, so Ring sits down, and this was Sarge's secret weapon. I believe they say Eli played with the Trojans a few years ago, back in the days. But he's in now, and Eli on 2nd down throws the tee on the sideline. Zeke gets there late, caught, ran all the way to the 10-yard line, 1st down. And one thing I said about Zeke, and he gets mad at me, not a great cover guy. And you see he gets there late. Now, mind you, he was used to having Reem throw. Once Eli gets, it's the 2nd down. Eli attacks him. 3rd and goal. Eli runs on 5 rush, short gain, getting him to the 2-yard line. 4th and goal. Eli scrambles on 5 rush, throws it up. Kumo in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, holding on the defense. T's going, that's going to be declined. T's going to get the extra point. 14-0, New Breed.
Now you have a quarterback that's going to attack you.
And this is a quarterback.
Yes, and this is a guy that's showing that he is going to attack you. He's not going to try to get what you give him. He is attacking you. He saw Zeke out of place on that play. He attacked him on the sideline. Zeke was not able to make that play. Gets him all the way to the 5. A few plays later, he's able to find the end zone, scrambling, gets a block, and he's able to find his receiver for the touchdown. That's a quarterback that's going to attack your defense over and over again.
Young and Records get the ball 4 now. Mills throws the guns in the gap for a decent gain. 2nd down, Mills throws a pop, is cutting in the middle. The ball is tipped, picked up by AK. New Breed gets the ball back. The pass was low. Bad throw by Mills.
This is a terrible game by Mills. This is all that's all there is to it. If you look, he doesn't even look like he's in the game right now. I don't know where Mills is at. He doesn't look like himself because he's making decisions out there that he shouldn't be making, that he doesn't normally make, and because of that, his team is suffering as a result.
Eli gets the ball, is going to throw the darner in the gap for a decent gain. 3rd down, Eli throws the darner again in the gap, tipped by Sky. If you look here, Weeds with the contact, ball is dropped. 4th down, Eli throws the Speedy wide open on the sideline. Nice game. Picking up the 1st down as Machine steps up. Nobody picks up Speedy. They get a 1st down. That's pretty much going to end the game as Eli with 3 short plays running out the clock. Mills is going to call the game. New Breed with the win. 14-0 over Young and Reckless.
And the funny thing is, New Breed didn't really do much different than they have been doing all season. They score at least 2 touchdowns. They've been doing that all season, besides one game, I believe.
They're 6th in scoring.
Yes. So all they do is score 2 touchdowns and play defense. That's exactly what they did in this game. Now, I think I see some light with Eli coming in and able to take over the helm for pretty much the not 100% Reem, even though Reem was able to score early in the game. Eli comes in, this team is a team to watch. Because Eli looks like a guy that can take advantage of this team in a way that both of the ailing quarterbacks couldn't before. They have a lot of guys that can jump out the gym, a lot of guys with size, and when you have a guy like Eli able to attack, that's problems. But in this game, I got to give it to their defense. Yes, Mills and this Young and Reckless team struggled throughout the game, but this defense, it doesn't matter who they face, they do their job and they're able to hold and keep them at 0 points throughout the game. Hats off to the defense. They played a hell of a game in this one, and that's one of the reasons why they won.
Before I talk, do me a favor. Look at this clip. That's Young and Reckless arguing. Moonlight Machine was about to get into a fight. And, you know, this team falls to 1, 2, and 1. They should have lost to Gravediggers game. I mean, they gave up 28 points. And this team is in the middle of the pack, and they're lost. You know, they're 5th in scoring. They're 4th in scoring. 5th in defense. They're lost.
Mm-hmm.
There's no leader. Usually it's Mills. But if you look at Machine and Moolah here arguing,
Yeah.
it shows there's no leadership.
And the key thing about that, and just to add, not to cut you off, if you notice they're scuffling, you don't really see Mills getting in the middle of it.
No.
You're not seeing them stopping them.
No.
Nothing.
And that's your quarterback.
Yes.
You know, my issue with Mills is I always expected him to sit at the head of the table. He's the best player on this team. And your best player and your leader got to step up, and you're the quarterback. You had the ball 5 times and got stopped 5 times. You threw an interception also. Now, I put this a lot on his offense. For the whole season, we've seen them drop passes. If I had to put money on it, I would say they lead the league in the B division in drops. So now he's second-guessing himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's holding the ball. He's not looking for certain guys. And this team got to turn it around. Because, you know, you lost, you know, to a New Breed's team and gave them their first win of the season. You had a shootout against a Gravediggers team that's second to last in scoring. You had Blackout against the ropes and couldn't put the game away. Everything there is coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. This team needs to get it together. Instead of trying to fight each other, won't you use that same energy to beat some of these teams? Won't you show that you're on the same caliber as these other teams? Nobody's going to let you get a pass on your name alone. The problem with Young and Reckless is the same problem the core had with SYS. Their leaders don't want to step up and lead. You called out this team, is what I was told.
Yeah.
You wanted this team, which I was told, and this team blanked you. New Breed is not better than Young and Reckless. Young and Reckless have more talent.
Yeah.
New Breed was the better team. They were a better team. They don't have more talent, but they're a better team. And it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier. You lost like 2 games that the tie and the loss to 2 teams that was in the bottom of the half.
In the division, yeah.
You tied with Gravediggers, like I said, and you lost to New Breed. You know the record of those teams combined? 1, 4, and 3. And you lost to 2 teams, both bottom 3 in scoring. They beat you because they're a better team than you. Gravediggers beat you because they were a better team momentum-wise.
Yeah.
Once you take Young and Reckless momentum away, they lose games and they start fighting each other, which you show. They need to figure it out. Oh, this season's gonna go down the drain. We're gonna wrap this game up. New Breed coming away with the win. 14-0 over Young and Reckless. We're gonna be right back.